So, the moral argument can be hashed out in multiple directions depending on who you're talking to. But today I wanted to cover a response to the moral argument for God that I see all the time. Now, a quick overview. The moral argument is essentially this: if naturalist atheism is true, there are no moral facts. If there are moral facts, then naturalistic atheism is false. And there are many examples and analogies that people present to help us think through these conclusions. For example, if Nazi Germany won the Second World War and the majority of people were brainwashed into thinking that the elimination of Jews, black people, gypsies, and homosexuals was actually a good thing, would they be wrong? And again, depending on who you're talking to, you can get some varied responses from people who push back against the moral argument. But a common response I get when using similar analogies is some sort of collective human effort through empathy, observation of human psychology, and the expectancies and accountabilities of a productive society. How ultimately we can have a strong basis for morality through what benefits society the most. And again, back to the idea of empathy, where we don't want to be treated a certain way, so we wouldn't treat others like that either. So that's a common refutation to the moral argument. God isn't necessary for grounding morality. Here's the problem. Although I agree with their thesis, I don't think it answers the question as to why morality exists. It answers the how. But when I start asking questions like, why is empathy a good thing? Why is society thriving a good thing? You can't answer why by explaining how. Again, we're in agreement that we can come up with some really good societal explanations as to how we've evolved in our morality, for example. I mean, abolishing slavery of African Americans was a massive step towards getting closer to who someone like me would say is a constant standard of morality. So in other words, there's a constant standard, and society, hopefully, strives toward aligning themselves with that standard. So to rehash what I've stated, saying that empathy is the standard for morality falls short of explaining why it's a good thing. A naturalist atheistic worldview can't demand the way things ought to be or should be. Because if we're just molecules in motion, there are no oughts or shoulds. There's just ises, wases, and will be's. We are molecules bumping into one another. God, however, provides an objective basis as to not only how, but why morality exists. Thanks for watching.